Hello everyone, welcome to CodeSpot. This is Sabarna and today we're going to see how to build a website that is responsive using Bootstrap. Let me show you the demo of the website that we're going to build. So this is the website header part that we're going to build today. Towards the left is the navigation. We have the brand logo and then you have the navigation icons, which has a bit of animation when you hover over it. There's a brief description of what that section is about. And then you have the introduction. This is the part one of the website. You have the introduction, some text and social icon links. Towards the right, you have a picture. All right, now let's start coding this. All right, now if I reduce the screen size, you can see that it is completely responsive. Let's see how to do this. I'm going to use brackets as a code editor here, and I'm going to use this live preview option right here to see the output as we code. So before anything, I have in the images folder, I have the image. This is a PNG image. I'm going to create two files, index.html and style.css. So in index.html, let's start with the HTML head and body tags. Inside the head tag, I'm going to first give the meta tag. And then I'm going to give links for the Bootstrap and our CSS file. To get the Bootstrap link, go for the Bootstrap website. Go to Get Started. And you can just copy the links right here. Hit copy, it's copied into your clipboard. Go ahead to your website and paste it. And you would also have the JavaScript links, which also you need to copy and paste it inside the body. So once our website is loaded, we will load all the Bootstrap scripts. All right. Now here I'm also going to use line icons for the, I'm going to use line icons for the links that is right here. I'm also going to include font awesome for the icons that are here. So this would be line icons and this would be font awesome icons. So I've included both the CDNs right there. Now I'm also going to give the CSS file that we have here. There you go. Now let's start coding the HTML part for this whole website. So as I've told you, this is the main header. This would be the header content. This would be a part one section and this would be part two section. So let's start with the main tag. I'm going to give this class of container fluid because I don't want any space in the left and right. And I'm going to start up a row. So as you know, in Bootstrap, everything is a container and everything is a row. Inside a row, you can split all these into different columns from 1 to 12. So let's split this. So first I'm going to start having the header. Header will have the least column space because it's the navigation part. And the part one section would have 4 space and 3 in smaller sections. And then we'll have another section for the image. And for this, I'll give 6. All right, so now that we have split, let's start with the header part. I'm going to enclose everything inside a div called header navbar. Inside this navbar, we're going to have two things. One is the brand logo, and this would be again enclosed in a UL tag. So let's start with the brand logo. I'm going to enclose that. I'm going to give an A tag for that. So inside the A tag, we're going to have a bold tag that says P, and giving a break statement, I'm going to use span tag to say portfolio. Let's use the live preview option to see how it appears. There you go, you have P and portfolio. Since it is an A tag, it has the automatic animation when you hover over this. Now, with the help of UL tag, I'm going to give the menu items. Each menu item would be enlisted in an LI tag. And every LI class would have a link. So if you see here, every element here would have a link, which is enclosed of an icon and a text. So that's exactly what I'm going to do here. I'm going to enclose everything inside in a tag. And since this is the first one, I'm going to give this inside an active class because home will be active by default. And I'm going to give them using the line icons. There you go. Let's see the output. You have the icon and the home here. Because I've listed as an unordered list, you have this rounded dot. Now let's go ahead and create all the rest of the icons. All right, now let's go and see. There you go, got all the icons. Now let's move on to the part one. So inside the part one, I'm going to enclose the entire thing under a div class called introduction. And first I'm going to give the heading, a subheading, paragraph, and then again, I'll enclose all this under another div class called social icons and include all the icons using the font awesome icons. Let's go ahead and do that. So inside the section, I'm going to enclose everything under a div class called introduction. I'm going to use the h1 tag. I'm going to give it a class called my name. A subheading for the description. And a paragraph for more description. Now I'm going to have another div class for the social icons. I'm going to give all the icons using the font awesome. Right, now let's see the output. So you got all this. So as you can see, this takes only one part of the space and this takes 4 of the space. Now the remaining 6 part is allocated for the image that we're going to include. So here all I'm going to do is just include the image. There you go. So the image is too big, which is why you need to scroll it horizontally and vertically to see the image. We'll resize it using the CSS. So it's time for us to go to style.css and style this whole thing. So first, starting with the body, I'm going to give the background color. So you can see the background color is applied. And before anything, I'm going to style the image. Let's see. Oh, sorry, I didn't change the class name here. So let's change that to part 2. And see, the image is positioned perfectly with a height of 100% height with 60% and some margin left. Perfect. Now let's start with the header part. First, I'm going to set the height to 100 viewport height, which is 100%. I'm going to give the background color for this. There you go, you have the background color for the header. All right. Now, I'm going to give something called box shadow. If you see, there's a bit of shadow that is lying beneath the header. So I'm going to give this shadow for this. Let's see how to do that. So let's learn about box shadow. I'm going to go to the website that we have built. I'm going to hit right click, inspect, go to the elements here, click on this icon here to select an element that you want to inspect. I want to inspect the header element right here. So it goes to the code directly right here. Now, inside the header, you can see the CSS styles that I have given. So these are the 2 parameters that we're going to have. So if you go here, the first parameter is the X offset, the second one is the Y offset, the third parameter is the blur, and the fourth parameter is spread, which I have not given, so it is automatically assumed 0, and then you give the color of the shadow. So basically you have the horizontal offset, the vertical offset, so the shadow is falling down here. When you increase this, you can see the shadow falls towards the horizontally, and if you increase this, you can see the shadow falls vertically down, and you can see the effect right here. You can also change the color here to see which one works for you. There you go. So this is how it appears. So you have 2 parameters right here. Again, this one. This is another shadow which appears towards here because I've given the Y offset negative, so it appears towards the top. If I change the color, you can see it more clearly. There you go. All right, now let's do the box shadow. So first parameter, X offset, Y offset, spread, and a color. And then the next parameter, the same thing. There you go. All right, next we'll start by giving this a width. So as you can see, there's this shadow, and I've also given this a width. First, I'm going to set the color of the fonts. So this is not changed because they are links. We'll change it separately. I'm going to give the border radius. So I've given border radius only to the right side, top and bottom. To the left side, top and bottom, I've set it to 0. Now let's give the position for it. And that's it. Now let's start with the brand logo here. For the brand logo, I have given it a class called Navbar Brand. So starting with color, I'm going to give this same color. Set the text align to center. Give the font size 30 pixels. Margin 0. And width 100%. There you go. Now let's define this portfolio, the one that is down there. I'll give this an opacity 0.7 so it's not as bright as the portfolio. And then I'll give the font size for it. Right. Now when I hover over it, I don't want the color to be changed. So I'm going to give the hover property for this. That's it. Alright, now let's start designing all the menu items. So for all the menu items, first I'm going to give the margin and padding. Basically, I've given margin top alone, and I'm going to set the padding to 0. There you go. The padding is set to 0, so everything moves towards the left. Now let's design each and every menu item. First, I'm going to set the list style type as null. So as soon as I do that, the round dots are gone. I'm going to set the background color to transparent. I'll set the border to none, and I'm going to give the margin. There you go. Yeah, it appears more clean now. Now let's style each and every A tag. First, I'm going to give the color. I'm going to give the same color. I'm going to give the height and width. I'm going to say the display as block. Set the border radius. And I'm going to give the box shadow for this as well. let's see the output. There you go. You have the box shadow for this. Now when I hover, you can see there is this underline. So to avoid that, I'm going to set the text decoration to none. I'm going to give the text align to center. Let's see. Now everything is in center, and when I hover over, there's no underlining. I'm going to give the padding top at bottom. I'm going to set some transition. This is when we animate. Now when you see here, when I animate, it takes about 0.3 seconds to do the animation. So for the smooth transition, we use the transition. We'll look at it later. Now moving on, let's design the line icons here. So each and every icon. First, I'm going to set the font weight to bold. I'm going to say display inline block. I'm going to give margin auto. There you go, now it's turned to bold. Now I'm going to design the span icon here. First, I'm going to set the opacity to 0.7. I'm going to reduce the font size. And I'm going to set the display to none. So if you see my website, the span is not displayed. It is displayed only when I hover over it. So for that reason, I have set the display to none. Or when I hover over, the display should be block. So let's go ahead and do that. So this is applied when you hover and also when something is active. So if you see, the home is active here. So the styles are applied when something is active and also when you hover over something. Now when something is active, you can see this logo goes a little up. The box shadow is now inside. So we need to change the padding, and also we need to give the box shadow for this. So for whenever you hover over the A icon, this should happen. So let's go ahead and design that. So when you hover or when it is active, first up we'll give the box shadow. And I'm going to give a smaller padding. There you go. Now for the span. When you hover over this, what happens to the span? I'm going to set the display to block. Alright, let's go to our option. There you go, you have the inner shadow, and when you hover over it, the padding goes a little bit down, so it goes up, and the text is displayed. And the same is applied for the active class. Alright, now with the menu design, let's go to the part 1 of the section. So here I'm going to reduce this to a smaller size so you can see the output as we code. There you go. Alright. Now let's start with the part 1. First, I'm going to give the color as white. I'm going to give height 100%. Okay, I'm going to give the margin auto. Alright, now it is vertically center as well. Now, all of them need to have some padding. So I'm going to call everything using the class. First is my name and the description. And then more description. And then social icon. Everything will have some padding of 15 pixels. There you go. Now each and every element in the part 1 has a padding now. Sorry, I've given the class name wrong for the board description, that's why it's not applied. Now this applied to all the elements. Right. Now let's style these social icons. You can see the icons right here, so let's go ahead and style them. So first I'm going to give some padding. I'm giving the padding only for the left and right. And then I'm going to style the name. I'm going to give it a color that we've always given before. So I'm just going to copy this color. There you go. And then I'm going to reduce opacity for these two elements. Oops, sorry. There you go. Now when I hover over this, I want the color to be changed, and also this cursor should turn into a hand symbol. So let's go ahead and do that. Social icons, hover. First I'm going to give this color. I'm going to set the cursor to pointer. There you go. Alright, now that our website is done, when I reduce this into a mobile screen view, this is not how we want it, right? So let's go ahead and finish design for the mobile screens. I'm resizing the window so you can see the output as with code. So first I'm going to give the media query. So this is applied only for the screens. This is applied only for the mobile screens. So I'm going to give the max width as 600 pixels. Let's style each and every one. So first I'm going to start with the header. Header and the header navbar both. So the header and the header navbar, I'm going to design both. So the styles are not applying because I haven't given space here. Space is really important. Now as soon as I give the space, you can see it is just 100 pixels now. Now I want all this content to go next to each other, so I'm going to give display flex. If you're completely new to Flexbox, I would highly recommend you to learn it. I have a video for that, by the way. I'll link that down in the description box below. So you can see as soon as I give the display flex, the items go one next to each other, and this is because of the margin that we have given earlier. I'm going to give justify content, flex start. All right. Now I'm going to give the navbar icon here. So navbar brand will have a width of 50 pixels. There you go. Once the width is reduced, this comes one next to each other. Now let's style the menu items. So I'm going to give display flex for this menu items, so they all come one next to each other. Sorry. There you go. You can see they all come one next to each other. Now I'm going to give the margin for this. I'm going to give the justify content as flex end. So they all are set till the end. All right, I need to reduce the size. So let's go ahead and reduce the size for these icons. So menu items. I'm going to give the width, height, and padding for this. So in spite of me giving the justify content as flex end, this is not pushed till the end because the width is only until here. So to fix that, I'm going to give the flex grow property. Set it to 2. Now it's grown and it's set like this. Now for the span, we need to reduce the size. So let's go ahead and reduce the size for that. Okay. And also we need to reduce the padding for this when you hover and when it is active, the same one. There you go. It looks perfect right now. So this is the full screen view, and this is the mobile screen view. Oops, what is going on? Yeah, there you go. This is the mobile screen view. With this, I end the tutorial for the responsive. With this, I complete the tutorial on how to build a responsive website using HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give this video a thumbs up if you did. Share your feedbacks and comments in the comment section down below, and subscribe to GoatSpot for more such videos. Thank you so much for watching.